Hi guys, it is me, all natural, to share with you my liver spots, my freckles, my nose being damaged from getting hit, I think with a tennis racket or something like that. I can't even remember as a child. And then of course also damages from sun damages and also from artificial hormones damages. And let me admit, as a child, I would run around wild every year in Croatia. And I'm talking about in the middle of the freaking most sunniest days, I was running around without any protection. And another thing, I'm like a night owl. I would say I sleep 6-7 hours maybe, but the problem is I'm very active and very creative in the middle of the night. So that probably ruins it for me. And then topics that I'm gonna cover. Number one, my complete hair loss when I went from vegan to fruitarian diet. They're all back, but we're gonna go in details why that happened and how it happened and what, the scary thing that it was, and for my ego and everything else. Number two, why I'm dead scared of plastic surgery. I hope I can explain myself a little bit about that. And never gonna do it, of course. And third thing would be, I'm 45 years young, so my little vegan fruitarian tips and tricks, and what brands do I use, what do I do, how to take care of my teeth. As you know, fruitarian teeth, right? It's like topic all the time. And I hope I'm really excited. I'm gonna put some makeup on. I'm gonna change the clothes from this home clothes to something more, a little bit nicer. And let's get this rolling. I'm super excited. Alright, and I'm back. So I made like little notes so I can actually not forget a lot of things that I want to talk to you about. So first one would be about losing my hair. So let's talk about that a little bit. So when I went on fruitarian diet, about 7 months into the deep detox, I was like about 95-100% fruits, most of the time. I did something that I always did, I would put on my regular natural vegan hair color that I've been using for 12 years, pretty much every month. And after, I would leave it on there like 45 minutes normally. But this time, after about 5 minutes, I felt like burning sensation, everywhere. And I took everything off, pushed everything off, the cap and everything. And immediately stick my head underneath the water. But when I look up, all of my hair was gone. Pretty much dropped in the freaking sink. It was horrible. It was basically like the biggest ego shock, and I always loved my hair. I didn't like being tall, but I always liked my hair and long legs. If I had liked anything about me, because of the insecurities, because of being, vegetarian child, always abused by others and bullied. But I really liked my hair, but then it was gone. It was crazy. So yeah, pretty much I was wearing a wig. I would get a wig online. I think it was about 150 euro or something like that. I was wearing it for 3 months and most people did not notice anything, which is crazy, because the wig was really similar to my natural hair, But then, yeah, which is really wonderful. I had my nails and everything started growing way faster. Also my hair, this is cut, I cut it and I use only now food, a peroxide that is, food, when you're preparing food, but I don't use anymore, and just strands in there. But I don't use actually really all over my head any color anymore. And this color was natural, and it was really vegan and not completely toxin free, because it's still chemicals, but it was pretty good. I had never had problems, was always very happy with it. But you see, on detox, it's just basically hair decided to come out. Well, when I think about it, hair basically stores toxins, and hair is also our antennas. We sense things with them. Science did not get there, I think, yet. but it's hopefully eventually will come there, you know. And another thing, it's also like protection of our head from cold and from heat. And also we store some minerals and vitamins in there that I don't know, somehow we must know how to use it when it comes to down to it. And also something interesting that I read about Native Americans, they tested Native American soldiers that have long hair, that they would, you know, in, you know, danger, that would wake up and be alert and somehow sense the danger is coming. But when they cut their hair, they basically, you know, like just slept. They didn't recognize the danger. And this is also reminds me, like, you know, the story of Samson and Delilah. I mean, this is my favorite story, you know, from Bible, when she cuts his hair and he loses all the power. So something is there about the hair, you know. I mean, also in the past, you know, the powerful man used to have long hair. It's not like now all this uniform, like army look, you know, that men are forced to have. I actually really like long hair on men and women. Of course, they have to be healthy, and then it's, of course, like it's beautiful to see. So one thing that I didn't touch before, you know, in my intro, but I wanted to talk about, like, are fruitarians and raw vegans or even vegans aging faster? And I would say, no, we are not. You know, I mean, as you know, I'm 45 years over, haven't had ever eaten meat in my life, thanks to my mom, who was vegetarian. And also 28 years almost is gonna be like soon that I've been vegan, and then now 3 years almost fruitarian. And I don't know, like, you know, if I look at people that are 45 over, you know, like myself, I don't know, I feel that I look younger than them, but, you know, I don't know, you know, like most people think I'm like in my 30s. So, you know, when they meet me in person. So I don't know, you know, you have to be a judge of that. So one thing that I wanted to say, you know, why we could be aging faster, especially fruitarians, because we spend more time in sun. Like, you know, like I need my D, and finally I'm getting enough of my D vitamin I'm talking about, right? That you can get from the sun only. I mean, all these supplements will just float around your blood and will not come, you know, not help with calcium absorption and you know, all the other things that it has to do, because that's not how our body's made. You know, like isolates do not help our cells. What we should get our, you know, nutrition and sort out our deficiencies is basically by cleaning up our gut and fixing up malabsorption. But this is, you know, topic for another story, right? For another video. So another one. So after this whole, you know, we're living outdoors, and a lot of people also move to the tropics to get better fruits. So, you know, more exposed to the, you know, like sun. And another thing, like when we're doing detox, like right first 2 years, when you come on the fruit, well, you look horrible. Like we lose a lot of weight, we're pale, you know, we have really rings under our eyes. And you know what, if you catch somebody in that stage and when they're really skinny and pale, and you know, it's quite normal to happen. Later, basically in detox mode, let's say 2-3 years, you know, we look very different than later when we start building. And again, you know, in eating maybe a little bit more, or like more like sweet kind of fruits, you know, so, and adding a little bit more vegetables and sprouts and stuff like that, you know, and also like, you know, avocados and more green juices, sprouts in the cell and stuff like that. So my thing was like, I had horrible skin here on the chest, on my back, on my face. I would not dare to show outside, you know, without the makeup. I'm not kidding you, you know, like not in my teenage years. Then my skin was relatively okay, but later, like in my 20s, and then the worst was in my 30s after all these artificial hormones that I took. And also antibiotics, you know, after the 9/11 lung toxin exposure. I basically don't get really like acne and blemishes as much, you know, like I use makeup like this. This is like once a week I would do something like that. Maybe once every 2 weeks I put makeup, and you know, it's always vegan. It's always you know, natural and organic, possibly good brands, you know, not expensive. I never use very expensive brands, you know. So another thing that I've noticed would be I don't get burned, you know. I used to get a lot of sunburns, but not anymore. Like last year, 2 years even, in the sun, when I'm tons in the sun, I don't get any more red, you know, like on my shoulders, I will get like my nose burned and my cheeks. I don't get this anymore, which is really interesting, but it makes sense because fruit enable this deep cellular hydration, right? That, for instance, just by drinking water, you do not get. And this is something that, like, you know, not only that is deep cellular hydration, but that water from the fruit is perfect. It has enzymes, it has minerals, it has vitamins, and really your body really knows what to do with this. It's not like with isolated vitamin C or isolated vitamin B, you know, that your body does not know what to do with it. So this is something that is really interesting, and I don't get burned anymore. I do use sometimes like pressed olive oil, cold pressed olive oil or coconut oil. After swimming in the ocean, my skin gets dried or something like that, but in general don't use anything. Nothing in the sun. And another thing that's very important, I don't wear sunglasses anymore. And I've noticed since I don't wear sunglasses that my eyes somehow send the message to my brain, oh, you know, it's a lot of sun out there, and I like start building melatonin faster and easier somehow. So this is something that I've been noticing really like major difference last 2 years from what it was before in my life. And of course, my D deficiency is gone. My B12 deficiency is gone. I had also calcium deficiencies improved, you know, like, you know, almost above perfect, you know. So everything is great. So I'm really, really grateful for this lifestyle. And thank you, sun, of course. It's because I spend more time on the sun now. A lot of people experience losing hair on detox. One thing, girls and guys, don't worry about it. Don't be stressed out about it. It's just the bad cells have to go. The good cells will come. You're going to build beautiful, more beautiful hair that will grow way faster. So don't stress out. Don't freak out like I did. You know, don't let this get to you. Like I'm just so happy with like hair now. And also like take care of it, that, you know, I don't use anymore, like I said, chemicals like I used to, and I feel way better about that. You know, it's also like you have to understand that your skin is porous, so, you know, like what you put on a head, it goes into your brain too, somewhat, I would say. So let's talk about one topic that I mentioned before, which is plastic surgery. Okay, plastic surgery, like it's very dangerous, right? First of all, anesthesia. You can never tell what anesthesia does to your brain and to your memory or anything like that. You know, like, you never can tell. Sorry, guys, you know, I know allopathic medicine and plastic surgeons, they will say differently that all anesthesists, they're like really, they know what they're doing. Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and human mistakes happen. So every surgery is a risk. Every anesthesia is dangerous, you know, and not, you know, fun for your body, and you have to detox this later afterwards out there. You know. So one thing that I see again and again, you know, implants, you know, Botox, fillers, all this stuff, everything is made, you know, artificially with all kinds of like partially toxic chemicals being involved, and because you can't do it otherwise. And another thing is like they also contain plastic, toxic, you know, chemicals. Not plastic, but toxic chemicals and little particles. And in most cases, like these, you know, like these, in some cases, basically they had even recalls of, for instance, like breast implants, you know, Celine and the other ones, whatever they are. So yeah, and all these improvements, like fillers and I don't know, they do chins and all this Botox here, not to have wrinkles. This is short lasting. It's like what, 6 months? I don't know, 1 year. I don't know how long it lasts. But like, really, you want to put these toxins in your body just for a fact that you're gonna have 6 months to like 1 year? I mean, this is stupid. Like, just skip it. Just do some juice fest or something and put like juice leftovers on your face. So another thing, like all these women look the same. Sorry, I'm not a clone. I don't want to look like everybody else. I'm unique. My soul is unique. I came here for a very unique, special mission, and I'm going to look like somebody else. No, thank you. No, regardless if they're famous and they're rich or whatever, you know what, that means nothing. Like, stay you, please, girls, just stay you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of how you look like, and then like these blowfish kind of lips. I mean, this is horrible. Really, you want to look like this? It's like, I mean, it's horrible. They basically encouraging young women to hurt their bodies and to put toxins in their bodies that later in life they're going to pay for it. You see that like they have health problems, and they're probably going to have more health problems as well. And actually, I know you heard about breast implant, like chronic illnesses. And one of them, some of them are basically that I also see with my clients when, that come for me for the detox specialist help. You can see rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, autoimmune symptoms, fatigue, cognitive impairment, depression, hair loss, sleeping problems, memory loss. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's silicone and saline filled. You have tons of them that it's been also recalls out there. Certain brands were like, had recalls, and they're basically reporting they're toxic and carcinogenic. So think about this, you don't need this. BII is real. Breast implant illness is real. So you don't need this, just be happy what you got. Get those, if you have to look amazing 1 or 2 times per week, just have like a nice bra, push-up bra. Even that is also not super healthy, because it like, blocks the blood coming into top of your body. But at the same time, really, is it really worth risking all that? Like, and then you also, like, if you watch on channel, what is it, Botched, I'm sure you saw that show. I mean, it's incredible how plastic surgery can mess up somebody, not only health-wise, but also look-wise. Just don't do it. Skip it all, just meditate, eat healthy, become healthy, and feel great in your skin. All right, so my beauty routine, here we go. So first of all, I must admit, I thought it's always cliche when people would say that, but beauty does come from inside, and what you eat is what you become. And if you're eating like compassionate, positive, high energy food, you're gonna feel also that way. You're gonna vibrate higher, and people will be attracted to you. At least right people will be attracted to you, that also vibe higher and positive and so on. And this is the people you want to have. You don't want to have like those negative people that suck energy out of you in your life, right? So that's what I'm saying, vibrate higher, attract positive energy, and things will be way easier and nicer in life. So another thing, my advice, deeper breathing, right? Don't forget, you need that oxygen to each cells. Then another thing you can do, grounding, walk around barefoot, reconnect with nature. And don't forget about proper sun exposure, especially in a cold climate like I was most of my life, I would even like a good sun tanning salon is okay, still, I would say still better, because it's somewhat more natural production on the D vitamin and calcium absorbing processes than, for instance, if you're taking a lot of, D vitamins, isolate and supplements. And regular movement. I'm not talking about crazy workouts. I'm an artist, like I'm an artistic soul. And for me, like, I enjoy dog walking, really long walks. I like yoga, you know, easy flow yoga. You will never see me like standing on the head crazy or do some crazy stuff. So I like biking and I like swimming. As you can see, do check my video about what I eat and do in a day to understand what I'm talking about a little bit more in detail. As fruitarian vegans, we do not have to all be the same. Yes. So this is something, you know, like for me, I feel like I'm almost judged because I put makeup on sometimes because I love that. But I have to explain this to you. For me, I see makeup as an art form. You know, women were playing with since we came to this planet probably. And I love makeup, you know, it's feminine, girly, things like that make me happy, and also fashion makes me happy. And one thing that is very important to me with the fashion and with the makeup, it has to be vegan, it has to be ethical. I don't like the human exploiting of animals or humans as well. Like, you know, for fashion, fast fashion, I don't do that. Let's go like a little bit more in detail from the top of my head right to the feet. So first of all, my hair. I wash hair with water, and I don't like most of the time because I swim almost every few days. Every 2 weeks I use, like, for instance, natural organic shampoo, and maybe once per month I do use like conditioner or something, or a lot of times I put like fruit on there or coconut oil, or I like to also what else do I use? Yeah, pretty much this, you know, like olive oil as well. You know, that's why I use oils. I don't eat oils, but I definitely put them, I use them like cosmetics, you know. I've noticed that like also with Fruitarian, and since my hair grew all back, it doesn't tangle so much and it's not so dry. And it's way more silkier, and yeah, really, it's incredible what happens on a fruit diet in every way, you know, with my skin. Once you get those kidneys to filter, you know, like your skin starts to glow and kind of starts eliminating also these toxins, and it doesn't have to play the role of the third kidney, right? So it's way easier to have nice skin if your kidneys are working how they should be and filtering properly, right? And all lymphatic system is in shape. Do not exaggerate with like washing your hair and body. When you're on fruits, like after you detox, right, your body will not produce such strong smells. It's like you're not consuming anything that would rotten inside of you for so long, right? Fruits is really fast eliminated. So like, don't worry about the smells. And I would say like you don't have to take a shower every day, for instance, in the winter, you know, like take every 3 days, you know, maybe in summer you do it every day. I don't know if you swim, of course, but like try and eliminate this exposure to water, because tap water, as you know, it's not that healthy, right? You have inside the metal particles, plastic particles, chlorine, even fluoride. You know, it really dries out everything, skin and hair. So, you know, like really pay attention to your body and just, you know, do what you have to do when you actually have to do it, you know, not like out of the habit, take shower 3 times a day, you know, like I was guilty, you know, I would take a shower like once every day, like in the morning, you know, in New York City, because it was more dirty. But like now, because I live in a little bit cleaner environment, I think it's also helping, of course, but it's also like eating correctly will, you know, I don't smell anymore. Like when I sweat, I like, you know, I don't even sweat that much, but like I don't really notice that smell anymore like I used to. And I'm very sensitive to smells. This nose is working, you know, because of also food and cleaning up my system. I can smell everything too much. So let me go. Yeah, I made my little notes, you know, so I can remember everything. Yeah, another thing that is solution, like every day, maybe just wash your face, like the most dirty parts, you know, like your armpits, face, and girl, boy parts, you know, and feet. And then also, you know, I air dry my hair in the summer, and in colder days I use like a hair dryer, and I just like do it like a, you know, like not super hot. I don't use any curlers or anything. I just roll up, you know, into little bunions things, and I just attach it, and I sleep like that, and this is how I got this curly hair, you know, otherwise my hair is quite flat. And it's lasting for, you know, day 2. It's pretty cool. So my face, neck, hands, body. Okay, for face, I use natural soaps or mostly water again. You know, I do use aloe vera, and I grow myself aloe vera actually, and have it in the fridge, little pieces that I put inside, and like really like that. You know, I love it. Or I buy this company that is like has like 99.9% organic aloe vera inside from Health Shop. I also use coconut butter a lot for all kinds of things, you know, for face, for hair, and for body. So 2 times a week I do a little facial, and this is what in intro I said, like you won't believe it that I actually use it on my body in any other way. So, you know, I make smoothies, I make like juices, and I would put on my face like apple pieces, banana, or oranges, avocado. I put on that face, and, you know, not, you know, whatever I have left over. I think it should be sustainable, you know? So whatever I have left over, I will put that on my face for a little, facial, and I love it. I leave it on there like 10-20 minutes max, and then I wash it off, and it really is nice skin. It really makes my nice skin. Very important topic, teeth. Okay, this is I must admit, genetically I have super weak teeth. My mom lost all her teeth at age 17, and I have to tell you, I used to you know, the reason was probably overconsumption of dairy. And I was consuming dairy also before age 16, and really my teeth were weak as well, because, as you know, not only genetically, but like what you eat right from the family, you know, the habits about food that we get is basically influencing then our health. So I can tell you, I had all my life tons of cavities. My teeth would just break. It was insane. I would just like bite into something and my teeth would break, and it would hurt me all the time. Also, my enamel here, when I started Fruitarian, it was gone. Like I basically had like open wound in my mouth all the time. My teeth were like, when I did that, like inhale, it would hurt. Like I have open wounds in my teeth. So how I fixed this, you know, I couldn't even bite into apple. It was so bad. So how I fixed it, I actually started using alkalizing natural toothpastes, and Dr. Moore's tooth and gum powder really helped me, you know, with combination with this natural toothpaste. It really helped me. I also do oil pulling here and then. I use straws. And yeah, all these problems have stopped, and some cavities actually reversed. So they went back. So I still have a lot of work to do, but it's getting way better, you know. So let's go to nails. You know, actually nails on the toes are more important to me than nails on my fingers. So I wanted to tell you, I don't use anything on my nails anymore, you know, any nail polish or anything, because I don't deal with candida anymore. All right. When I had candida, I had always some kind of like brown spots and problems in the corners. My nails would be ingrowing, and like I would have all kinds of problems with my nails, you know, and smell and everything. Now it's incredible, and I think it's because I removed the candida, all that negative yeast and fungus and everything from my body with the help of natural simple sugars, you know, which is fruits and eating fruits and some vegetables. You know, I can really notice the difference. My nails are gorgeous on the feet and on the hands. They grow faster, they're stronger, you know, and I used to bite my nails like when I was stressed out, and now I can't do it because they're too hard, and actually if I do it, they grow back, and it's just a waste of time, you know. I love nails to be shorter because of the computer, and I can function better with the shortened nails, but they grow sometimes too fast. Like it's like I have to work on my nails and basically do manicures and pedicures myself. I do them myself, you know, way more often than before. So with body, yeah, I use sometimes, most of the time, water, but sometimes organic natural shower gel. I think one that I have is from Denmark, and one that I'm using now that I started using is Spanish. and I really love them. I mean, products, natural cosmetic products in Europe are really, really good. And as you know, in Europe, we stopped testing on animals in 2014 already. That's actually, people decide about that. We also actually voted against vivisection. That's another story. They kind of, corporations stopped that, you know, even despite the fact that if they should be doing the right thing, you know, to me. I also wear natural materials like organic cotton, hemp, bamboo, you know, linen, because our skin is like a sponge. It's not like a shield, right? So in 6 minutes, I think it's about 6 minutes, I read somewhere this information that all toxins, you know, which is basically for artificial colors, from ironing helpers, chemicals they put that you can iron your clothes faster, to anti-wrinkle chemicals, you know, and all that stuff from the textiles goes directly into your bloodstream. And when you're sweating and you warm even faster, because the pores are more open, of course. So I recommend always wear natural and organic if you can. Wash your clothes before you put them on. Avoid plastic materials like polyester, nylon and such, which is basically sports clothing. Then, you know, because these tiny little plastic particles, they will go right into your bloodstream, you know, and mess with your health, just like all these chemicals that they put, you know, also like the colors that they put. So lighter colors, less processed colors, you know. I love black, and black is, you know, you can make natural black color. Other colors you can make, you know, in India they have naturally. I actually have worn, and I do own a couple of pieces of clothing that are colored with natural colors, the herbal colors, right, made out of herbs. The problem is that washes out faster, so it's not popular, right? And another thing, you know, beside modern human slavery in Asia, you know, that is part of the fashion industry. Think about that. And fast fashion is like fast food. It's ruining our planet and human health, and kills animals. You know, my friend Rebecca Capelli is preparing a fantastic documentary about it. She's in our vegan ethical Dr. Moore's group on Facebook, when we're going to definitely discuss this more. But you know, fashion is extremely unethical, extremely polluting planet, very close after the fossil fuel. And the number one reason for climate change and destruction of our planet is, you guessed it, meat and dairy industries and all this animal agriculture. And I wish everybody would talk about it, because that's exactly what we should be talking about. Because it's not about politicians changing, right, their ways. It's about us, what we're buying with our money. And when you buy a steak, you're causing burning of Amazon, Africa, you know, also when, you know, and also in Indonesia. I mean, I can talk about it forever, but you know, I want to say that fashion is very important. What you wear is very important, and what you buy is important. What you eat, what you put on you, what car you drive, everything. You are making the decision about the future of this planet, not politicians, not rich people. You know, if we don't buy crap, that, you know, then we will protect our freaking planet, and we're not going to eat animal products. We're going to protect all that land that is being burned down for the, you know, beef, pretty much, more or less, dairy and meat industries, you know. So all right, well, regarding fashion, I started in 2010 low profit ethical healthy fashion home project, BZ Ecoland, with my retired mom. She works for free, I work for free, and we basically help, since 2010, 3 single moms in my native country, Slovenia. And you know, to me, it's just like, at least I know where my clothes come from, and I know what to do, you know, like I know what not, you know, what not to wear. It's easier, makes life easier. And of course, you can buy secondhand, you can wash your clothes more often, and use natural detergents, and wear secondhand too, you know, all that stuff. And I actually occasionally do that too. All right, so hopefully this was a little bit long, but at the same time, I hope you got really cool information. And next time I'm going to be coming to you from my bed. I just thought it would be really appropriate, because I want to talk to you about healthy, you know, sexual life. Do vegans, fruitarians really have less sex, and why they have less sex, and if they're, you know, less active, and, you know, all that stuff. We're gonna also talk about periods, so taboo topics, you know. And please subscribe, you know, make me want to do more of these videos. I try and do them at least one per month. I'm very busy with your protocols, very busy with other things, but I really want to give you all this information out. And I felt like this beauty little hair beauty and plastic surgery video had to be made, because they've been talking about it so often in the group. Yes, join our vegan ethical Dr. Moore's group also on Facebook. And if you need iridology or health consulting or natural, you know, natural healing help, I'm here, guys. Let me know. Orangehelia always for hair, and I'm really happy to help. All right, love you all, and until next time, bye.